Today, I'll be taking a look at the final chapter in Oni Press's Wild West Cowboys of Mesa miniseries. They've done a great job with this prequel comic, so we'll see how it's able to come to a satisfactory conclusion. It's written by Matt Hodson, with art by Juan Gedion, and the main cover being done by Juan Gedion. The comic opens with the Wild West Cowboys discovering the lair of Dark Horse, which is in a cave at the edge of the mesa, with a large chunk of the cowmatized everybody, making them anthropomorphic. And they see chemistry equipment, as well as also a grave marked Black Diamond. And then Moo slowly starts putting it together and realizes that he knows who Dark Horse is. And that's where Dark Horse emerges from the shadows and reveals that she is Mary Quine, his former mentor, and the one that he came to Cowtown to find. And then Mary reveals that she never got over her son not being cowmatized with her, and that she became anthropomorphic. So she experimented on him, but instead ended up killing him. Quote unquote revelation that instead of trying to mutate people to be anthropomorphic, she should have been doing the other way, which is turning anthropomorphic animals back to being normal animals. As she extols that being anthropomorphic is an abomination, animals were not meant to be like this. Moo tries to reason with her, but it becomes very clear that she is beyond reason, and she shoots him directly in the chest. Colorado and Dakota, thinking that Moo had just been killed, jump into action. Dakota charges Mary, but she hits him with a bunch of shurikens, and he ends up falling off the edge of the mesa. But Colorado quickly uses his lassoing skills to catch him. But now it left Colorado completely helpless. Mary's about to shoot him in the back. Moo gets back up, showing that the Code of the West book that he had in his jacket had stopped the bullet. And so Moo finds himself in a very familiar position, which is one of his friends being held hostage and not having a clear shot. Mary tries to convince Moo that he should join her, become a normal animal again, and that he would like it. But Moo has clearly heard enough and decides that Mary's gone too far and he needs to take her down and take her in. And just like Mary had done in the first issue, Moo pulls a trick shot where he shoots off Mary's foot, off Black Diamond's gravestone, off the desk with all the lab equipment, and right into Dark Horse's shoulder. And in a reflex of pain, she shoots her gun upwards right into the comet, which then causes the roof to become unstable and everything to shake. And Dark Horse loses her balance and trips over the rope that Colorado had been using to keep Dakota from falling, and falls off the mesa. Moo catches her, but due to the weight of the armor, is not able to hold on for very long. And in a moment of clarity, Mary, that her time is over. And so she causes herself to fall off the mesa down to the human world. As Colorado and Dakota are consoling Moo about the loss of his mentor and friend, he reveals to them that she had given him her old sheriff star before she fell off the cliff. And as the cave starts to collapse, their horses come in and get them out of there. Then we cut back to Cowtown, where Mayor Baloney is giving a speech to the townspeople. Terrible is now the new sheriff of Cowtown. But interrupting his speech is the return of the Wild West Cowboys on top of the Tumbleweed Saloon, where we see that Moo has decided that he's going to stick around Cowtown for a while, as that makes Lily Bullivine very happy. Cody Calf shows up and finds it unfair that Mayor Baloney made Terrible the sheriff. But Moo is fine with it since he still has Mary Quine's old sheriff star, and then a call for help is heard in the air, and Moo ends up heading off Calamity Kate, Colorado Kid, and Dakota Dude to go fight crime. As we get their catchphrase, "Let's rodeo." In an epilogue, we see that Terrible and Oscar Baloney have gone to Skull Mountain, that's haunted by the ghost of Skullduggery, where Mayor Baloney reveals that he doesn't like Moo sticking around and interrupting his illegal business. So he needs Moo to be distracted. Terrible a bag, which is revealed to be the costume of the masked bull, which Sheriff Terrible will use his identity to terrorize the people of Cowtown and keep Moo Montana and the Cowboys distracted. And on that reveal is how the comic and miniseries comes to an end. And now for my thoughts. I say that this is a great comic. Has a fantastic art. It's exciting. There's twists and turns. It works great whether you're familiar with the original series or not. I think that it would be silly for them to just stop here, but if this is the end, it is a very satisfying conclusion. So it is cool to see a young Moo before he became a character that we know him in the original series. And while it does fill in a lot of the gaps that were not explored in the original series, as far as I could tell, it doesn't outright contradict anything either. And seeing him meet the Colorado Kid for the first time, and Dakota Duke for the first time, and a number of the other secondary characters for the first time. As well as also, Moo has a clear character arc from, in the first issue, a rookie who's unsure of himself, as well as also doesn't really trust the residents of Moo Mesa, to being a self-assured character who does the right thing and defeats his former mentor in the end. And showing why the Code of the West is so important to him. And because the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa is part of the Nacelleverse, includes stuff like Biker Mice from Mars and other IP that they've gotten their hands on over the last few years, I expect that Mary Quine falling to the human world will come back in a future comic down the line. It may not be in Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, but I can see her popping up in Biker Mice from Mars or one of their other comics. Since I do know they are planning to do a big crossover with all their IPs somewhere down the line. This entire miniseries has been one great blast from issue 1 all the way to issue 4. I am interested to see when the new animated series comes out if it's more of an action show or if it's more of a comedy. And while the Mary Quine secretly being Dark Horse twist was fairly obvious from the very beginning, it still plays out in a way that it would still be a surprise to the other characters, especially Moo. So it didn't really bother me at all. But Dark Horse is a really cool design character, and I hope they make an action figure for her in the future. This was a really fun series. I hope we get more in the future. If we don't, this was still fun. Till next time, see ya.